created by someone's vision. Whether that was the creator's vision, whether that was a human vision, everything on this planet, this business was created with vision. You're going to hear from Steve Lund, Sandy Tilton, to talk about the foundation of this company. It was all based on the principle of creation. And I hope that while you are here, whether you have been with this business for 1 year, 20 years, or 40 years, that you are here today to refine and redefine the creation of your dream as we move forward. I shared this story several years ago, and so many of you probably haven't heard it, but it was about a kid, myself, when I was just a young boy, and I had this grandfather who I deemed as extremely successful. He was a tool salesman out in the Bay Area, and he always bought a new Cadillac. Every other year he would buy a white Cadillac. Now for those of us car enthusiasts, you don't necessarily say, man, the Cadillac is like the number one thing. But back in the 80s, the Caddy was sweet. And he bought a Caddy and he would drive it from San Francisco every summer. And when he pulled in, he had a stack of magazines in his car for me. And these magazines, a 13-year-old kid, I get this box of magazines. Kiplinger's Finance magazine was in the box. And I would go through this as a 13-year-old. I had no idea what any of the balance sheets, income statements, yields, I had no idea what those were. I had no understanding of business. But I loved the idea. How many of you see Wall Street? It was my favorite movie as a kid, isn't that twisted? But I loved the idea of impact and of this idea of building businesses. And one day I'm just thumbing through this magazine, I come across an ad. And it's this man sitting that you see up here. I'm sorry for the visual there, but that's the actual ad. I ripped it out of the magazine, I framed it in my office, I look at it every day. But on this ad, there was this man, and look how pleasant his face is, how accomplished he looks in his mind, how satisfied he is with his life. And there was a quote next to it from Henry David Thoreau that said, "Go confidently in the direction of your dreams, live the life you imagine." And it was such a powerful thing. At 13 years old, that just rang true to me. I have it in my office at home today. I've kept it every day I look at it. Because that vision of his satisfaction is what I aspire to have in my life. That's my dream. So whatever you use as your framing for your dream, I would just urge you to tell you, whether it's a vision board, whether it's an advertisement in Kiplinger's magazine 1984 edition, find your vision, understand it, dream on it, look at it every single day, recommit yourself to it. And if you do that, and you never ever give up on that, you're going to achieve it. It's a universal principle. So let's get into this. Our dream here at this company has not changed in 40 years. That is our mission, to be a global force for good by empowering you to improve people's lives, to help the world look, feel, and live better. And I can tell you, there is nothing in greater need today than people wanting to live better lives. Is that true? Do we believe that? That sounds like really soft. Is that true? Yeah! That's absolutely true, you guys. There isn't a single person on this planet that doesn't want that for themselves. Every single person. The challenge is they don't have the vehicle. They don't understand what that vehicle even looks like. And so what happens in our day-to-day is exactly that. We go about our day-to-day life forgetting about our dream, our mission, our vision, our purpose. That's not what we do at NuSkin's. We are all about reminding everyone to dream again, reminding everyone to have purpose, to have a mission, to realize that you can live a better life, a fulfilled life, and be a force for good along the way. Our vision is very clear. In fact, I just coming back from this World Federation event, and I'm sitting with these CEOs of a bunch of other companies, and I realized that, so many people talk a big talk. The question is, do they actually have the right strategy and plans to make that happen? Our vision is to become the world's leading, intelligent beauty and wellness leadership opportunity platform. I'm going to dive into that right now for a little bit, go into the details of that and each element in that word. So, first of all, Ricky already talked about the first element of this. You guys, I have to tell you, I am so excited about Prism.io. And we have multiple leaders. Paige is in the room. We have multiple leaders who came in to this business more than 20 years ago with an ambition to establish ourselves as the world's most intelligent wellness company on the planet. And that was founded around the biophotonic scanner, a device that was initially as big as a bus that sat in a giant hall, has now been reduced to literally fit in your pocket. 20 years of research and development, 16 million people in 50 markets. You guys, this is the world's largest carotenoid or antioxidant database on the planet that you have built over the course of the last 20 years. This technology is something that no other company on the planet has. A non-invasive way of measuring whether or not your supplements work. Depending on which reports you look at today, somewhere between $300 billion and $500 billion of supplements are consumed every single day. You cannot open up Instagram, TikTok, or any other social media feed and not get bombarded with advertisements, with promotions, with pictures, with whatever images of nutritional supplementation and beauty. It's just the way what people are striving for. This Prism.io is truly revolutionary. You know, Ricky talked about wearing the devices. By way of hand, raise your hand if you are wearing some kind of measurable biometric device. I would venture to say almost every hand goes up. Whether it's a Whoop, an Aura, Apple, Garmin, Samsung, everyone is trying to understand the impact of our wellness today. Now, here's what's fascinating and here's what's groundbreaking. Every other measurement device out there today is sharing a biomarker that everyone else already knows. What is significant about HRV? Heart rate variability, right? That's one of the big biomarkers today, right? Everyone's talking about HRV. What's your HRV? What's your VO2 max? What other KPIs can we come up with to describe the same thing? NuSkin is the only company to establish a new biomarker in nutritional health. Our Prism.io score provides you with a nutritional health score across all four dimensions of your nutritional life: your diet, your fitness, your oxidative stress, and your supplementation. So while these companies are taking the same biomarkers, heart rate, oxygenation, or whatever it is, they're using the same things. They haven't established a truly creative position of coming up with a new biomarker and then become the only company on the planet to do it non-invasively. So my question is, if there's $300 to $500 billion a year being consumed and nobody knows whether or not these supplements work, does it sound like a pretty good business opportunity?
Oh yeah.
I'm telling you guys, you deserve to know. There is a global campaign kicking off today around You Deserve to Know. Everyone deserves to know whether your health is on track, what your nutritional score is, how your family is doing. Are you feeding your children the right way? Are you taking care of your own body? What you're putting in is what comes out. Everyone deserves to know. This campaign is kicking off. It's going to be a global campaign, and it's going to revolutionize the health and wellness industry in a truly intelligent way. Now, we have a big goal, and I want to kick it off here for all of us, because we have work to do. If we're the only company with this technology, which we are, we have an obligation to share it. Is that true or false? It's absolutely true. If you know something that nobody else knows that's going to benefit all of humankind, we have a responsibility. We want to get out of the gate strong. We are going to impact 1 million healthy households in 2026 with this technology, right here in North America. We have a bigger ambitious goal around the world that I'll talk about in a moment, but it all starts now. Prism IOs are going to be flooding into this country and into this continent over the next 90 days. You can get one by becoming a grant representative in very short order. I think it's like T-minus 60 days if you haven't already qualified. Here's the challenge. If you put your finger on that Prism IO and you score in the red, I'm telling you, that's going to be embarrassing. Listen, you guys, you got 30 days to get your score up. And there's only one way to get that score up. Start taking your nutritional supplementation, take your Life Pack, your Youth, your G3, your Beauty Focus Collagen Plus, all of these Prism certified products. You should be on subscriptions, you should be taking them, so that when you put your finger on that Prism and you're demoing it to other families, you actually have a score that you can be proud of. So let's start today. Is that a commitment? All of us? Okay. Listen, a couple other things before I wrap up. And Ricky talked about this and how important it is for each of you to fully understand the power that you hold in this company, the power that you hold in the world as being leaders. NuSkin is the leadership company. I'm telling you, the stats, Ricky took us through $20 billion in commissions paid over the course of years to our leaders. This is an ambition that we will continue to strive towards being the best leadership-driven company on the planet. You know, just recently we lost our founding grandmother of the NuSkin business, Clara McGurk. And Clara, at 93 years old, had committed her life to empowering other people. I have a clip of Clara that I wanted to play here, and Jeff, maybe you can play it here for us. Let's listen to Clara's words.
A lifetime of a relationship or business has 4 stages: growth, leadership, blaming, and quitting. We sponsor, we start growing, we're all enthused, and all of a sudden we become a leader. Wow, I'm a leader. Now I can stand up here and I can hit my chest and this, and I can stand before the world. Look at me, how big I am. But the next thing that happens, people start blaming. We start blaming our upline, we start blaming our downline, the products, the company, the sidekicks, whatever. And if this goes on long enough, we will end up quitting or bankrupt. The only way to make this business succeed is to never leave the growth stage. When time gets tough, start growing from the basics, and it'll all come back together, and your people will do the same. It takes more energy to worry about doing the business than it takes to do the business. So just get out there and do it.
You know, Clara had a way of talking straight, telling it like it is, and only a way that a loving grandmother can do. I've actually only heard one other person do it as well, and Sandy Tillotson has a great talent of doing that as well. She'll step into our meetings and we'll be talking about something difficult. She says, Ryan, why are you spending any time talking about the problems? Let's talk about the solutions. Let's talk about growth. Let's talk about opportunity. But Clara was an inspiration to us all, and something that touched me more than anything else. Jeff and Melka had created a video that I posted on my social media. And a few nights later, I went through and started reading comments across the board, and the hearts and the love and everything said. And then I started to look at the pictures on the left side of my Instagram feed and realized I bet you 95% of the people commenting had never even met Clara, had never even heard the words that Clara spoke. And yet look at the impact that a leader has generationally on those around them, even those who they don't know. Each of you are in a multi-generational business today. You are impacting people that you have no idea what they'll go on to do, what potential they have, and what vision that you will create for them in their own lives. This business only succeeds by helping other people succeed. And please, the greatest lesson I take from Clara is never underestimate the impact that you will have in a lifetime when you dedicate your life to other people. That's what you can accomplish in this business if you stick with it, okay? Now we had one other quote, or one other sharing. We had asked Blake, who's serving a very important job. In fact, if you walk outside the building and you see that giant temple, Blake's in the basement of it somewhere, working for the next 3 years. Blake has dedicated his life to helping other people and serving other people. We asked Blake to give us one quote, one thought on Clara. So let's hear that from Blake as well. Jeff, play this one.
Now I'll tell you something that most people don't know about Clara. She came to Steve Lund and I one time and suggested that we sell bottled water. Now at the time, water was something that was readily available in your hose. That's all we knew. And the notion seemed ridiculous. But we said we'll look into it, and then we told her it's too expensive to ship around. And she said okay. And then later, the whole world began selling bottled water. She was a genius. We were slow.
She was a genius. She saw opportunity when nobody else saw it. Today, the bottled water business is literally tens of billions of dollars. And she had the vision to do it. You guys, she had the vision to join this company 40 years ago, to become the founding distributor of this business. She had a vision for what we're about to do together. It's going to happen. I'm so excited about it. Now here comes the interesting part. When we talk about the why behind the what. We talk about empowerment, we talk about changing lives, improving lives. We were sitting in a management meeting the last couple of weeks trying to determine how can we truly make the Prism IO and our intelligent wellness bring purpose to it, light the world up and do something good along the way. We started to do research around the world of this starving children problem. In fact, the World Health Organization came about several years ago and put together a vision of eradicating starving children or the starvation of children by 2030. There are 12 million children around the world today who are starving because they don't have proper nutrition. How can we help them with the ambitions and the tools that we have today? We have this amazing Nurse the Children program, over 850 million meals donated to date. Nearly 100,000 children are fed every single morning because of you, because of your goodness, your commitment to the Nurse the Children, to our Force for Good programs. 100,000 children. That's a stadium of any football size of children that are feeding every day. The challenge is that there are hundreds of stadiums out there of children that are not being fed. And we have a real opportunity. By feeding 12 million children, we can impact the world. We can eradicate hunger. We can utilize Nurse the Children to accomplish something that is not going to be accomplished without your direct help. And so we are building plans right now on Prism IO for every healthy household that we can get on subscription with Prism IO. We will feed a child.
Nice.
Okay? For every healthy household that gets on a subscription to Prism, we will feed a child. How many of you received the limited edition Prism IO? You qualified. Congratulations. I think 40,000 children ate because of you.
Wow.
40,000. You guys were just getting started. This Prism IO is not simply about making people look and feel better. It's about saving lives. We have 12 million children to feed. Our goal by 2030 is to feed all of them. 10 million healthy households, NuSkin will chip in the rest. We have big ambition, but let's get to work now in 2026 by igniting this opportunity. You guys, as we are here today, as I said from the beginning, I want each of you to get a very, very clear vision for yourself, your dream, your destiny, what it is that you want to accomplish with NuSkin. Remind yourself of the impact that you can have and you will have on literally thousands and tens of thousands of people around the world as you commit to your dream and you continuously pursue that dream without giving up. When times are tough, you stick to it. Go back to your dream. Go back to your vision. It's time to build. It's time to grow. Today is day one of an unbelievable future. Have an amazing day. Can't wait to see you.